You're listening
You're listening
to another episode
of the Fresh Takes
podcast.
Now, I know we got a lot on the 1 o'clock games, and before we jump into the afternoon games, I do want to say real quick, Chiefs, Travis Kelce back, looked okay, but Chris Jones is back, and he looked phenomenal. And in the Titans game, the Colts game, you had Anthony Richardson with 2 rushing touchdowns looking extremely incredible, but then went down due to a concussion. Buccaneers win against the Bears. Everybody thought the Bears were going to be something good this year, and they have been terrible. But Baker Mayfield looking like he's in the right spot to be.
So I was going to say, he looks like he's doing a resurgence again.
We said about the
He
Seahawks and
does.
Lions and Titans and Chargers. So then the only other one is the Raiders and the Bills. Do you think the Bills are coming back, or do you think that the Bills just look that good because it was the Raiders?
I picked
There's
the
your
Raiders.
answer.
Come on.
It was the Raiders. It was the Raiders.
Well, Pack picked the Raiders.
You know, they have they don't have the right keys. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I thought the Bills were just slipping that much that they were gonna go 0-2.
All right, and now before Tank talks about the Commanders and the Broncos, let's hit the other 4 o'clock games. 49ers, Rams. Pat, do you want to change your thoughts on the Rams this year? They kept it close.
You're giving me so much crap about
They
it.
kept it close against the Niners.
No, they've looked better than I think anyone in the world has expected. You don't expect the
You only thought they
two-
would do good against the AFC North. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But I was
You
still
don't
saying they're going to be
expect-
decent.
Their all-pro receiver going down, but then who out of nowhere is number 2 in the league? Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which-
206
that's-
yards.
Another thing I want to ask. Do you think when Cup comes back, Puka goes down?
Yes.
No.
I don't either. I think that Puka still is going to get a whole lot of targets, and that Cup honestly is not going to get as many.
Ride the hot hand. He has 30 targets through 2 weeks.
And 25 catches.
It's insane.
And I'm saying, it's like the guy doesn't drop the pass.
No, he looks great for someone I'd literally not heard of until last week.
I'd say nothing during preseason, nothing really in the draft either. So then we're going to jump into Tank's team, the Cowboys and the Jets. Once again, Cowboys defense looking phenomenal, but I don't know about the offense still.
The offense, I'm not going to lie, is a little wishy-washy.
But I also want to throw this out here. So if you ask me, if you take Michael Parsons out of the defense, I don't think Dallas's defense is going to be as good as they are.
Lies.
Really? Okay. Who else on that defense is doing it?
Odigizua, or however you say his last name.
Okay.
Pat likes saying his name, so Pat, say his name.
Odigizua.
There you go.
Okay, but let me just say this. It's not Trayvon Diggs. I don't think it's Stephon Gilmore either. But
No.
I think if you take Micah out, that eliminates 60% of the pressures that these teams are getting. Plus, who do they play? The Giants and the Jets. If Aaron Rodgers was still in there, this would not look like this.
Oh, I don't think it would have been a blow. I don't want to say a blowout because it wasn't really a blowout, but it was still a blowout. But what I'm saying is, even with Aaron Rodgers in there, I think we would have gotten the win. And I still feel like we would have been able to get the pressure on him with Rodgers there, with Odigizua and Van Der Esch. I feel now Van Der Esch is going back to the original time he used to be, where he was the hunter now, because he doesn't have to pick up the little bit of extra slack when Michael's off the field, or when this player, that player's, because at the time, last year and all that, years before, Van Der Esch always, I felt like had a lot more on his shoulders that he had to help carry the team. Now that there's other playmakers on our defense, I feel that Van Der Esch is also going to be able to be the original Van Der Esch that we all know him, that he can be. I swear, I don't think that if you take out Michael Parsons, that our defense will not look as good as it does. I think no matter what, our defense is a top 3, top 2 defense in the league.
Your defense is really giving me Van Der Esch and Sean Lee vibes. Just now, Van Der Esch is stepping into Sean Lee's role, and Parsons is taking over for. But like, how do you feel with your team doing what they did, but still 5 field goals?
Our offense isn't the greatest. I will admit that 100%.
Well, you're also. I don't think they're executing the greatest, but also the Jets defense is also like a top 5 unit. Like, let's not
Sauce got
underestimate that. Like,
I'm not throwing that Jets defense was horrible or is horrible, because they aren't, because they are good.
Yeah,
I have no issue saying that.
That's part of the reason. Like, Dallas kicked 5 field goals. Like, the point is, they still drove the ball and drove the ball and drove the ball. Just the Jets were able to keep them out of the end zone.
But here, look at this also. Dak Prescott went 2 games in a row, something he did not do last year. He went 2 games in a row this year already, throwing 0 interceptions. Give it to the man. Give it to him.
Okay, hold on. Let's look at it this way.
Did he go 2 games in a row last year, missing 3 wide open receivers with bad passes?
Shut up. Shut up.
I feel like, if you give 30% of the snaps to your running back, of course you're not going to throw interceptions.
It doesn't matter. Okay. Doesn't really matter.
All right, last thing about the Jets game. We saw Zach Wilson in his full. Do you think it's time for them to call somebody?
Oh, yes, 100%. I will say this. I want to say 2 things real quick about this game, and then I'll hush my mouth in this game. You want to say about Zach Wilson? Yes, I agree about Zach Wilson. They need to find somebody else. But I will say Aaron Rodgers has put out there that, yes, Zach and him do not see eye to eye 100%, but he is still a Jets quarterback, and he is backing Zach Wilson up now. As he's the guy who's going to be carrying the team and everything. Do I think Aaron Rodgers has hit the pipe a little bit too much? Yes, but it is what it is. He's backing that quarterback. The other thing I want to say is Dallas is tied with number 1 for leading the NFL in sacks with 10 sacks. The only other team the team that is tied with Dallas is Washington Commanders. That's all I want to say about that game. On to you guys.
So going back to the quarterback thing, do you think they go free agents, or do you think that they try and trade? I can't find the tweet, but they said that there was quarterbacks that they were going to look at throughout the year. And I know that they said Bridgewater was one, Brissett was one for potential trades, but then they were looking at Colt McCoy, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, and gonna try and convince Andrew Luck to come out of retirement.
I was gonna say, you already said they were trying to. The last time I heard, they were trying to pull Andrew Luck out of retirement.
Which I think, out of all of that, the best choice.
I've heard Nick Foles too.
Yeah, Nick Foles, another trade target. But I think the best choice out of all of that, if you trade Brissett or Heineke. If you go free agent, Carson Wentz, maybe.
Gosh, it's tough. I think Wilson in the first half against Dallas part of the reason any type of thing looked good was his escapability because their line is awful. So whoever you get is going to have to be semi-mobile because they're going to have to use the pocket and their feet to roll out a little bit.
Oh, so you're saying
So-
Cam Newton?
No, you know who you're
I'm
really
saying-
calling? Kaepernick.
No Carson. I'm saying no Carson Wentz.
Kaepernick?
No, Cam Newton or
I don't think at this
RG3.
point.
Or pull out and try to get Michael Vick to lace him back up.
Yeah,
No,
I
yeah, there we go.
I don't see Vic doing it. But all right, one last game for the 4 o'clocks, which was the Commanders and the Broncos. Broncos going down. But how do we feel about that 2 points?
They had to go for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, I know. Do you think penalty or no?
Very so
100% penalty.
He pulled it. Okay, I'm not no Denver fan or anything, but that was a blatant. He pulled the shoulder pad, got him twisted a little bit.
He didn't even pull the shoulder pad. He just jumped over him.
It was bad. It was a
and then
bad missed call.
you got good cop over here saying that it was a good call.
Tim, as a Giants fan against poor Terry McLaurin, you should know about terrible calls.
I called that. I said that was a pass interference. You can go
I'm
back
just
to our
saying.
video
I'm
last
just
year.
saying. There's calls all the time in critical situations that
Yeah,
just
but
aren't called for some
How
reason.
many times are they gonna do this to Sean Payton?
Well,
Oh yeah, Sean Payton. It's
it
always
wasn't as blatant as that one.
no, it wasn't. But still, it was blatant enough for us to at least see it.
No, I didn't see anything. I thought it was all ball, really. I didn't even.
No, I think that was 100% pass interference. But I also want to know why he did not go to Jerry Jeudy in the corner of the end zone, who completely outran his defender.
I don't
It's
know.
all progressions. It's progressions, but also,
So,
yeah.
do you want to talk about it, Pat, or am I okay to take the floor on this game?
Which game?
The game we're
Yeah.
talking about, the Washington.
Oh
Yeah.
no, you take you.
Okay.
You've been waiting. You've been waiting.
So you
All right.
wanted this.
So here's what I'm going to say. First of all, I hate that. Yes, I live where I live on the East Coast. They showed the Washington Denver game, which was played in Denver. Dallas game was at Dallas, and it's closer to us. And yet I couldn't watch the Dallas game. Okay, so that's the first thing.
If anything, you should have got the Giants game.
Yeah, I didn't even get the Giants.
Say,
game.
if you're complaining about the location, if anything, you should have had Giants.
Yeah, I don't care about that team either. So, all right, let me look at my notes because I have all kinds of notes written down. First of all, Wilson is not he is not the same quarterback that he was at Seattle. I don't care, even if Sean Payton is the coach. Denver is not where he should be, and Denver is not the best setting for him. Denver they were looking great at the first half. At halftime, it was 21-14. Washington had 18 unanswered points in the second half. Actually, no, they started their 18 points, unanswered points in the first half and into the second half. Like you said, at one time they were down 21-3. They kicked they scored a touchdown, missed the field goal, so they had to go. Or that's what it was. They had to go for a 2-point conversion. They ended up getting a 2-point conversion. The other thing I wanted to say, not really question, but I forget the players' names now. All of a sudden, I forgot to write this one down. The hit on the tight end of Washington,
Logan
where
Thomas.
what's his name got ejected from Broncos. Do you think that was a smart call? Smart.
I think the guy needs gone. This is 2 weeks in a row now that he's done it because he did it to Jacoby Myers last week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, quit. I mean, quit. I forget how bad the Myers one looked, but yeah.
Well, he was fined $14,000 for it.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's my biggest issue with it. he was. I don't want to say it wasn't intentional, but I don't want to say it was unintentional or whatever because
It's Kareem Jackson.
he he jumped for the ball or he jumped when the tight end caught the ball. He jumped. It's football. You're trying to play for the ball, but at the same time, he led with the shoulder into the helmet. So I get where they're coming from, and you're trying to protect, all the players with CTE and all the concussions. But at the same time, it's hard to kind of maneuver your body a little bit in the air when you're going full force trying to jar the ball out of somebody's hands. So I agree with the flag. At the same time, I'm like a 75-25 on that because it's really hard at times to maneuver your body in the air to not hit somebody in the head. The other thing I wanted to say, the only thing I really liked about Russell Wilson was the Hail Mary. That took me back to his time up in Seattle when he would do the Hail Marys just like Aaron Rodgers would, and they got lucky on that Hail Mary.
Yeah, when our
What is
team's
the
going to
first
realize
thing?
to knock it down?
I was going to say, what's the first thing you're taught when Hail Marys happen? Knock the ball down. Don't bat it up. Don't try to intercept. Just knock it down.
Well,
So
the
what do
other
they
thing
do?
is he clearly could have caught it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
catch it
yeah.
and just go down.
What? Didn't he like try to bat it but missed and it bounced off his helmet a
I'm
little
pretty
bit?
sure he went to hit it at the same time as a Broncos guy brought his hands up. So
Okay,
I think,
'cause
even if
looked
you
like
hit
he
it, it was
like,
bouncing off of the Bronco guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I don't know. That's all I have to say about that game.
So the only note I want to hit that you covered was the Russell Wilson not looking like he did in Seattle. In Seattle, he was a football guy. In Denver, he's a marketing guy. You got his foundation, you got Broncos Country, Let's Ride. You got him taking photos with
Mr.
everybody.
Unlimited.
So he doesn't care about football. He cares about marketing.
Clearly.
So, I thought bringing in Sean Payton would change this, but clearly not. All right. Sunday Night Football. We'll go over this one real quick because it
The
seems
only
like
thing
you both snoozed through it.
the only thing I have from the highlights I watched was the Patriots blocked field goal.
Yes, that's a very nice play.
That's
like
that was the only thing I caught.
the biggest intricate thing that I've seen. One of the things is Tyreek Hill. He had a slow game this time. Only 40 yards.
Did you see what he said?
5 catches, 40 yards, and a touchdown.
Did you see what he said about Patriot fans?
Yeah. But
That's
Raheem
why.
Mostert.
That's why I picked New England to win, because no matter how bad they are year after year, which is never like bad, they're always middle of the road. Their defense knows how to scheme against star players and take them out of it completely.
And they
do
were
it
even down
everyone.
their first and third string corners.
If I'm not mistaken, I read it earlier today, I think it was, where Tua is the first quarterback to be 3-0 against Belichick up in
No, he's 4-0.
is it 4-0, 5-0?
He's never lost to Belichick. I know that.
So then he's 5-0.
Well, was he injured during one of the games last year?
Yeah, I think he was.
I would say I'm pretty sure he missed out on one of the games last year, and that was Skylar Thompson.
All right, so then he's 4-0, but those are the only things I really have to say about that game. One of the last things I definitely want to say is another week for the visiting teams. And from Thursday to Sunday's games, you had out of the 14 games, you had visiting teams winning 8 of the 14. So over half of the visiting teams won.
Okay, well, I like to go back and continue to talk about the game. There was the final play, because the next two plays were just kneel downs, where Gesicki got the ball and knew he wasn't going to get it, so he laterals it to the lineman. Did either of you see it?
I read something about Lyman lateral, but did not watch.
I felt like he got past the line, but they called him down. I don't know. I think that was a close call on that, but
Was it for
yeah,
a potential score?
it was for the game. It was 4th and 4, and if they would have got it, they still would have had the ball. But if they didn't get it, then Dolphins got
They
it and
caught him.
kneeled it out, and they
Okay,
called
they
him
caught him
short.
short.
Yeah,
Oh.
but the only other thing is Belichick's challenge spike. If you didn't see that, that's pretty funny.
Okay, I saw that clip. That was Twitter gold or
Oh yeah, I saw
X
that now.
gold.
X.
I know
But
what you say. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
before we take a leap into the picks, let me just ask you this. We are almost through 2 weeks now. What team's shocking you that they're 0-2? What team's shocking you that they're 2-0?
Washington being 2-0.
Yeah, Washington is one, I'd say. My biggest
And
is Buccaneers.
that team and the other team that I'm shocked that's 0-2 is the Chargers.
See,
Yeah,
I didn't think the Chargers would beat the Dolphins, so that one doesn't really shock me as much. But
yeah, I mean, they're definitely the best 0-2 team. I mean,
I'd
Yeah.
have to say the only 0-2 team that really shocks me is the Broncos. Because we all thought that was Sean Payton coming back, turn them around. Yeah, I get it. Sean Payton missed a whole year, but everybody thought that was Sean Payton and Russell Wilson that everything was going to connect. And, they played Washington and they played the Raiders. So everybody thought that those were 2 easy wins for them.
Yeah.
So those, if I had to pick one that's 0-2 that shocks me, it's Denver. And if a team that's 2-0 that shocks me, it's the Buccaneers.
So mine would be the 2-0 would be the Washington Commanders, and the 0-2 would be the Chargers.
Especially because I picked Bucks to get like 4-13 this year, and they already have
Right?
half their wins.
What do you say there, Pat?
maybe I guess they always start slow, but the Bengals being 0-2.
I didn't even think Bengals.
I
I
mean,
say I totally forgot about them.
I wouldn't say it's a shocker because I did pick them to kind of fall off a little this year, but like
Well, they also started 0-2
little
last
shocking.
year, and you
Yeah,
saw what
so
happened.
it's like, is it shocking or do they
Yeah.
just take time to get going?
And it also doesn't help that Burrow has his calf problem.
Yeah, he's what, week to week right now or day to day?
He says that he's going to take a couple sleeps and see how he feels.
Take a sleepy.
So, all right. You guys wanted it. You guys asked for it. Pat, are you ready for Pat's picks?
Hello and welcome to Pat's Picks 2023 Week 3. First official Pat's Picks of the season. My bad. Right down to it. Sorry, Tim. Niners over the Giants. Ravens over the Colts. The Titans over the now Nick Chubb-less Browns. Miami over Denver. New England over the Jets. Washington over the Buffalo Bills. Detroit over Atlanta. Green Bay over the Saints. Jacksonville over Houston. The winless, surprising winless teams that look pretty good, but I will take the Chargers over the Vikings. Seahawks over the Panthers. Dallas definitely over the Cardinals. The Chiefs over the Bears. The Raiders over the Steelers. Philadelphia over Tampa Bay. Should be pretty good. Baker Mayfield might throw for 300-something yards. And the Rams over the Bengals.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that's right. That was Pat's picks, but now let's get right on to the good business, where I'm the host of this quiz show for this week, and we got Tim versus Pat. Boys, are y'all ready for this?
I don't know where my notebook is that I kept all of our tallies with, but sure, let's just go.
All right. So, well, y'all don't know what my quiz is going to be about. So let me go ahead and get right into it. It is about coaches who used
Oh
to
God.
play. It's coaches who used to play for teams. So
Yeah.
I will give you all an example.
I
If
know
I
like 4.
if I would say no, if I said that this player is now a coach for Colorado,
Oh, okay.
you see what I'm saying? You would say Deion Sanders.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know like 4.
So, well, so if remember, if you get it without me giving uh the
Have the
what's it called the
multiple
choices,
choice.
yeah, if I don't give you multiple choice and you get it, you get 2 points. But if I give you the multiple choice, it's only worth 1 point. So, boys, are you all ready to get this underway?
As much as we can.
Are we
All
doing
right.
are we doing a buzzer word or are we writing something if we think we know it before?
I'm just gonna yell.
I mean,
Just
do
gonna,
whatever y'all think.
Okay.
All right. So, question number 1. I'm not going to tell you what team he coaches for, but I will tell you what position and what teams he played for. You got to go off that.
Jesus Christ.
So, question number 1. This guy played tight end for 4 different teams from the years
Ah!
1999
Damn it.
to 2009. He played
He
for the New
already
York
said it. He
Giants.
already said you can't keep giving if they chime in.
What did he say?
He said Dan Campbell.
Yeah, he got it right. Dan Campbell.
Say, if somebody chimes in, you can't keep reading the
I
question.
didn't hear him. I didn't hear him. I thought he sneezed, honestly.
No, we both screamed.
I heard a sneeze. My bad.
As
All
soon
right.
as you said tight end 4 years, I was like, I know it.
All right.
Damn, Pat.
Number 2, this guy played quarterback for 5 NFL teams from the years 2003 to 2006. He played for the Patriots, the Saints, the Broncos, the New York Jets, and the Buffalo Bills. Yes,
Kevin O'Connell.
wrong.
Oh, I was thinking of Jets Hard Knocks.
I will wait for the options.
Yeah, of course you
All right.
will.
Options: A. Tim Tebow, B. Jason Garrett, C. Case Keenum, D. Baker Mayfield, or E. Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, let's just throw people who are still playing.
Am I allowed to hear like what years they played for, or do I?
Yeah, they
not get
played. They played from 2003 to 2006.
Is it Jason Garrett?
Wrong.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yep, Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, Garrett was older. He was Aikman's back, but yeah, I don't know why I thought.
Question before we keep going on. Is it just NFL and college?
It's mainly. Let me look at my second sheet. Da, 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 da. It's all. It's all NFL, no college.
Okay, well, you said Tim Tebow. I was like, does Tebow, like, coach a high school team?
No, no. So
Okay.
question number 3. This guy, he played quarterback also for 5 NFL teams. What'd you say?
No, nobody said
All right.
anything.
From 1989 to 2004. He played for the Saints, Cowboys, Giants, Buccaneers. Yes.
Jason Garrett.
Yes.
I was gonna say. I
All right. Question number 4, guys. This guy played safety for 2 NFL teams from 1986 to 1993. He played for the Redskins and the 49ers.
I'm okay with multiple choice if you're our Pat.
Yeah, you can go to multiple choice.
All right. A. Sean Taylor. B. Deion Sanders. C. Todd Bowles. D. Duke Bruton. Or E. Roy Williams. Yes,
C. Todd
correct.
Aha.
Number 5. This guy played quarterback for 4 NFL teams from 2003 to 2012. He played for the Jaguars, Falcons, Steelers, and Buccaneers.
Ah,
Yes.
Brian Leftwich.
Yes, Tim.
Yeah.
All right, last question. This guy played quarterback for 5 NFL teams from 2008 to 2012. The Patriots, the Lions, the Jets, Dolphins, and Chargers.
Ah,
Yes.
Kellen Moore.
Who?
Kellen Moore.
No, wrong.
Ah,
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur.
No, wrong.
Damn it.
All right, so answers. A, Mark Sanchez. B, Kevin O'Connell. C, Cam Newton. D, Jeff Garcia. Or E,
Ah!
Drew Brees.
Ah, Kevin O'Connell.
Yes, it was Tim O'Connell. Or Kevin O'Connell.
I'm saying, who's that guy?
Tim O'Connell.
So Tim, you
Damn.
finished with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, and Pat, you finished with 2.
Hey, let's take a step back to last week when Tank said, I got 1 point more than you.
What?
Last week when I said that Pat had 3 points and you had 1, and you're like, what more point than you? Yeah, now who has the most points?
Honestly, I was thinking of something that give it you all hard questions, and I guess I did.
Dude, I thought Mike
I,
Vrabel would have been one.
I didn't even think about Mike Vrabel.
kind of had a intruder about question number 3 through 5, if you didn't notice. But yeah, I didn't hear like 3 of those questions, so that was cool.
Sorry.
No,
So,
no,
Pat,
it's
next week
not your fault.
you're the quiz host next week.
Yeah.
It'll be me and Tim. Tim, go ahead and give yourself all the points.
Shouldn't mess with a guy who has his own segment testing his knowledge.
Right?
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys did enjoy this 2-part episode, as this will be broken down into 2 parts. It's coming out Tuesday and Wednesday, which you would know by now if you've reached the end of the video that there is 2 parts. But I am your favorite host, Tim. So I thank you guys for listening, and I will talk to you guys next week. Oh, if you didn't catch Testing Tim's Knowledge, go check it out. It was a recap of all of week 1. On to you, Pat.
Well, yeah, it's week 2. The NFL. It's going to be week 3. Have a great day.
Don't forget, this is Tank, your true number 1 favorite host of the Fresh Takes podcast. Tim, don't even look like that. We all know I'm going to win it this year. So, other than that, and Pat, put the mitt down.
I'm
You
a
got me off
lifesaver.
question, guys. Don't forget, you can watch us on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter or the app. You can follow us on X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. And don't forget to be listening to Tank's Thoughts this upcoming Friday, where I will be giving my thoughts about a top 10 topic, and we don't know what that's going to be until then. So other than that, oh my God. Peace. This is Tank signing off.
I will say, if you guys are listening through Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you head over to YouTube to see what Pat's doing. We'll see you guys next week.
Oh my God.